just see. Is the light too much for you?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So obviously you know where the camera is.
Yes.
Right okay. Here. And these are the microphones. So
okay.
You're going to hold this as like that.
This direction.
And you're going to speak there.
Right here.
And you're not going to be like this.
Sure.
But you're not going to be like this.
Right, not on the dingus.
You don't want to be down here.
Right.
This is very good right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right.
And you want to kind of stay in that frame.
Okay. Kind of stay. We'll see. I got ADD, bro.
Listen, I just gave you a rundown in 8 seconds on how to sit and how to talk and how to hold it. And
perfect. This is my first time on camera, so.
I've seen you in a movie before. Nate, haven't we seen him in a movie before?
We're not talking about amateur porn, all right?
Hey, listen. I know that you might be new to this, but these are Michelada Antojitos.
Yes,
you know
I've
this?
had a few of these. Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Do you want to have one right now?
Most definitely.
Okay,
yeah.
so
for sure.
What we're going to do is I'm going to put the microphone down. You can put it right here also.
Likewise.
We're going to open this up.
It's been a minute since I've had one of these.
We're going to open this up. Now, this is a Michelada in a cup. Micheladas are all the rage these days with the kids.
I know.
Put this down here. And it has a little salt. It has a salt packet in it. And you take a little bit of this. You open the salt packet. You pour a little bit in. Then you pour the beer in here. Get that effect.
For the commercials, all right.
Yeah. You pour it in there. I like to save a little bit of beer just in case I want a little sip later.
All right.
You do you.
It's been a minute. I haven't had one of these.
They're absolutely delicious. These are called
Goodness, a long time, huh?
Michelada cups from Micheladas Antojitos. Oh, also, Frankie from Micheladas Antojitos will have a heart attack if you leave the plastic on the rim.
My bad, dude.
So, Frankie, I saved you there. We're going to start this show the way that we always do. And that's a special toast to Frankie from Michelada Golf and Michelada Antojitos.
Take the rest of this damn.
We're going to give you a couple days to work on that. And, of course, a toast to our friend Nate. Nate, salud.
I don't want to break the cup.
From Dimas Liquor and Freeway Liquor, conveniently located off the 10 Freeway in West Covina. Did I get that right for one time in my life? Holy smokes. Dimas Liquor and Freeway Liquor. So we're going to have a toast to Frankie.
Frankie, cheers.
A toast to Nate. And a toast to you, my friend.
Toast to you, bro.
I'm going to explain who my guest is. I'm going to introduce him. It's all coming up right after this. I'm awake now.
Yeah.
It was just in there from like...
How many business
No
ideas
pouch.
you
I'm good. I'm good. No, here's the thing. We just got back from Rams Hill.
Yes.
Rams Hill is about 30 degrees colder than here.
Oh, really?
And we rent this massive house. It's got 8 or 9 bedrooms. Massive. It's in the middle of the absolute desert. We go there to play golf and we rent this massive house. It's beautiful. These are for the winners of the tournaments that we just had. So we get to the house, and this is our third time doing it, so I'm a pro at this. I know what I'm going into. I like the guys. I like the winners to have a winning experience, so I give them the rooms.
Yes.
I end up on this couch.
You're on the couch?
I like this couch, though. It's this weird thing. Like, and my wife says the same thing. She goes, why don't you take one of these 7 air mattresses we have? I go, babe.
Right.
There's beds still available there. Like, there's rollout beds, there's this bed, there's that bed. For some reason, I like the couch.
The couch is just a vibe.
It's in the bar, and the bar kind of smells like spilled alcohol.
Okay, all right.
Because like the guys are in there playing pool. We played pool all night.
So like the dude's aroma, basically.
I don't know what it is, man. It's just like I don't know. I don't know. But I like sleeping in there, and I have this sheet, and I wear my hoodie and pants and socks. It's completely opposite than how I live my day-to-day life. At home, I shower. I never get in a dirty. I have to shower before I get into bed because I don't want to. I don't know. I feel dirty. No socks.
Sure.
Sometimes I wear a shirt. Sometimes I don't. I'm very comfortable. Blah blah blah.
No.
Over there, it's just like more clothes, more uncomfortable. I sleep with my wallet in my pocket. It's the weirdest thing, but for some reason, I like it. Now, when I leave there, I always have this nasally, like,
Cough,
yeah,
phlegm
it's
type of deal.
cold and it's like, I don't know if I get overly cold. It's dry, cold, desert. You know, it's a
just
different,
changes with the
different climate. I don't have proper comforter. Like my wife has this like really nice thick comforter and it feels great and great pillows. I sleep on this little pillow and I have sheets as a blanket.
Sure.
But for whatever reason, I like that. But then when I get out of there and now I'm like, oh, here and
Yeah.
I'm not sick. It's just like, and when we go to bed super late, you know, we go to bed. The first night I went to bed at 1, which for me, it used to be 1 o'clock was standard.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, back in the day. Most
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. And now it's like 9:30. I'm like, whoa, you're living on the edge,
Lights
bro.
out.
So to stay up to 1 both nights is a big deal. And then we get up super early. I got up at 4:15 in the morning to get the coffee and the burritos and everything ready for the guys to go play golf. So I'm like sleep deprived from there and a little bit of this.
Yeah, a little.
So it's just going to take me a couple days to get over it. But that's what I was trying to explain why my voice sounds a little different. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, now that you have the preamble,
Right.
my name is Jimmy. I'm with Tropicana Golf, and this is Tropicana Talks. Nate, what episode is this?
10.
Episode 10. Is it really? We've made it through 10 episodes. And
Now you guys got to deal with me.
let me give a quick explanation as to why I'm even doing Tropicana Talks, because I don't think I ever even got to it. Nate sent me a text one day, and Nate's here from San Dimas, and he said, "This is how you do a podcast." He sent me a video of the guy explaining how to do a podcast, and I go, kind of knew that, Nate, but I like what he said. I like what the guy said, and I like the fact that in there he mentioned a topic of like, if you have an opinion, if you have a thought, if you have interesting people, if you have any kind of ability to vocalize what is going on in your life, you should do it because people will listen.
Oh, for sure.
And the ironic part is I'm not a big podcast guy. I listen to 0 podcasts.
Oh, dude, you're such a natural with this too.
I don't know what it is.
You got the gift of gab.
I got into the car on the way to Rams Hill, and it's a 2.5-hour drive. And I was like, what am I going to listen to? And I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to a podcast. I put it on. It lasted 3 minutes, and I was like, turn this off. And my thing is, it's very weird, and I think it's because of the age that I am. My goal on a road trip is to find the local radio station. I don't know what it is. I used to go on trips with my parents, and we didn't have CD players. We had tapes.
Yes.
But no CD players. So my dad would scroll the radio until he found the station
That
of
AM
the city.
Scramble.
Just no, 87.5 Jazz, New Mexico. And I'm like, that's it. We got this for the next 45 minutes. And then and it's out.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got to scroll for the next one. 93.9 KMEX. So I still have that. It's like, what do they call those, Nate? What do they call those when you go looking for stuff? No. When you're on you're like scavenger hunt. It's like a scavenger hunt for the radio station.
Stuff, yeah.
I love it. I love it. And then to go back to that, we'd be driving it. We would rent these motorhomes. My dad would rent these motorhomes, and we'd be driving it. And in LA, he would play his tapes. And as soon as we got out, it was now time to find the station.
Okay, yeah.
And we'd find the station, and we'd listen for a little bit, and then he'd switch it. I'm like, dude, we just found the station.
Yeah, well,
why would you?
Right.
And he's like, no, there's probably another one. There's probably another. So we'd be switching. And now, believe it or not, there's less radio stations because people aren't. What's the point? You have your phone. Nobody's listening to radio. But it's still my goal and my desire to find the local radio station, which is weird, a strange thing. So from Temecula to the middle of the desert, I'm over there scrolling.
Desert radio. What did you find?
Well, I found some good stuff. I found I don't remember the name of it.
Scat music or something?
No, it's they had this station that was coming in from San Diego.
Okay.
And it was it wasn't hits. It was like I don't know,
Was it
just
a
like
talk
indie.
show,
No,
or-
it was like indie
Okay.
music.
Okay.
And it was just some guys like, welcome back. And we're here at, whatever. And this is
welcome back.
this is the chiropractors on 88.9.
Oh my
or,
God.
stuff like that.
Let's get cracking.
Yeah. Let's get it cracking. So yeah, I tried the podcast, and that's what, to go back to this. They're like, why are you even doing a podcast? Who even cares? Well, there's a lot of people that listen to it. Thank God. And thank you for listening.
Cheers.
And I kind of have a lot to say. As you can tell, we've been on for 12 minutes, and I haven't even introduced my guest yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a chance to speak. I swear. I swear to you.
I'm on a journey right now. You take me. Lead me.
Your opportunity starts now. I want you to introduce yourself to the hundreds of millions of people that are watching while I take a drink to wet my whistle because I haven't stopped talking. Go ahead.
America, this is Matthew Connard tuning in from Tropicana on AM 640 radio.
AM 69.9. Ladies and gentlemen,
69.9.
this is Matthew Connard. Matthew is a local boy. He grew up here in Glendora, lives now in Rancho,
yes.
in Rancho Cucamonga,
Chupacabra.
which is about 45 miles east of downtown LA. We have to give people kind of
The context. Okay.
because there's a lot of people listening from a lot of different
Sure.
places,
Yeah.
and they don't know where Glendora or Rancho Cucamonga. Glendora is about 30 miles northeast of downtown LA proper,
I'm like 15,
and
20
he's another
minutes
15 minutes east. So, but he did grow up here,
Mhm.
and he's also a Tropicana Players Club member.
Yes, sir.
He's in the golf club. I saw that you signed up for the club championship
Yes.
that is coming up. We have a club championship that is happening on December 29th, which is a few days before the new year. It's the Sunday. It's the last Sunday of the year.
Yes.
Super Sunday. And it's going to be it's our first one. It's our first club.
Oh, so this is the first.
The very, very first club championship.
I cannot wait.
It's
to
been
dump
5
it.
years. I figured this is the time. So
Sure.
we're going to have our inaugural club champion. We're going to have a gross.
Ricky.
Well, you never know. I mean, listen, I've been playing
Dude's a
with.
stick, man.
I played with King Louis Placencia the other day, and
Okay.
he's playing very well. Ricky Hunter obviously always is a tough guy
Most
to
definitely.
beat, but
Hell
you
of a
never
player.
know. You never know. You never know what the guys are going to do Saturday night, and that all depends on what happens Sunday morning.
Ooh, that's true.
There's a weird thing that happens before these Tropicana tournaments, and I don't know if it's excitement or if it's nerves. A lot of guys show up with a bad hangover.
Probably a combination of both. I mean, I'm nervous before a tournament. I mean, absolutely just dumped the last two. I mean, no performance whatsoever.
There's a
Shooting
weird
the hundreds.
there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
weird thing that happens, and like you either show up hungover or like some of these guys. Which listen, I don't have a problem either way. I'm not judging anybody. I don't care. You're a grown man. You do what you want. But they get to the course and they're like, we're going to get there early to warm up. Problem is, they get there early and they warm up in the bar. So when it's time to play, now they're drunk.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got here early. I had a couple shots. Now I'm a mess.
Which, by tournament standards, it's like, to each their own. Don't get me
For
wrong,
sure.
but it's not like I'm a sober, bird or anything like that.
Right.
I drink.
Right.
Definitely a lot less than I used to.
Sure.
But I was never one to get hammered with playing golf because, like with anything that I do, drunk is usually
Not
not good.
Yeah,
right?
no,
So
that's-
I'm already trash enough as it is. Like I'm over here at a 10 handicap thinking I'm Tiger Woods. I was a hot garbage player for a good 20 years.
Okay.
And then recently got a lot better
Okay.
by my standard, which is still trash. But,
It's recyclable trash.
right. It's recyclable. It's not, it's biodegradable.
Let's talk a little bit about. So you've been in the club for a while, but you took a break. You had
Since
a
2021.
you had an injury.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about that injury and
A few, yeah. I have had 6 rear-ending car accidents since 2011, and 2 of them I am lucky to walk away with from alive.
what. How does that work? I have never. Knock on
Wrong
wood.
place, wrong time. I've tried to wrap my mind around it as well because it really took me out in my 20s from a lot of things that most dudes in their 20s can do physically.
Sure.
I just was constantly going, dude, like my back, I can't do it. And everyone, I'm pretty sure, even myself, was like, oh, why are you lying? Like, no one's got back pain at 23.
Yeah,
Dude, quit crying. Just say you don't want to go to the bar, right? It's like
yeah.
legitimately, like my left leg's numb. I've been out in bed for the last 2 days, but I don't want to look weak, right? So definitely overextended myself. That transpired to a few more accidents.
Wow.
And then I had my recent one back in, 2022 or 2023. I'm not sure, but I stopped playing with you guys for about a year before that last accident that I had because my back was just toast.
Okay.
I played for about a year and a half with you guys. I started really early in 2021.
Okay.
Played one tournament at Alhambra.
Yes.
Dumped that, of course, right? With my just absolute trash swing. And shortly after that, my back was just like, I can't play anymore.
So you had a surgery.
I had a surgery as of last July.
Right.
L4 through S1, microdissectomy, and laminectomy disectomy as well.
Nate, you do those laminate disectomies on the weekend, don't you?
Yeah.
Price on Thursdays. Next time you need a laminate
Behind the subway,
disectomy.
you're that guy.
Tomorrow's vasectomy Friday.
Vasectomy. Oh, tomorrow's the vasectomy. Oh,
Ooh, okay.
you know what he does? He's actually really good. He goes to
Colonoscopist, right?
well, that's on Sundays. But
Sundays, right?
Thursday through Saturday, he goes to Home Depot and finds a couple guys, and he's like, "Hey, who knows how to do laminal disectomies?" And the guy's like, "I do." And he's like, "All right, $250 with lunch. Let's go."
That's so wild.
Oh my god!
Wow.
He's really good. I mean, you look at him here, but he's got the Midas touch.
Yes. I'm his first patient, and I'm
He just likes whipping the
Miracle
glove.
Man. Yes.
Oh man! But the best thing about Nate doing his surgeries is like he's the one that puts on the robe, but nothing, like the gowns.
Yeah, I wondered why I didn't wear anything.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's got the Mike
How
Tyson.
wild was that on national television too, bro? Oh my god.
I don't. Yeah. I want to talk about your back, but I want to talk about that first.
Yes.
That fight was.
Whack.
Was it whack? I mean, listen.
The first two fights, the two Mexican fighters were amazing.
Yes, the women
two
were
ladies
great.
were phenomenal. I mean,
How
absolute
did
warriors.
you feel? I want to see if I'm the only one that felt like that. And Nate, you can answer too. How did you feel while you were watching that fight? Like when you're watching the Tyson fight, what are you feeling?
I have my opinions.
Okay.
For sure. I think Jake Paul is very selective in general with who he fights. I mean, English, please. He's fought in retired UFC guys, right? If I'm not mistaken, I haven't watched or followed his career too deeply,
Right.
just with the headlines
Sure.
and YouTube and stuff. But he hasn't even fought anybody in the top 20 contenders for his actual heavyweight division.
Right.
He's picking and choosing dudes that are way past their prime,
Sure.
easy pickings, big money, which, hey, if you want to go the Mayweather route, collect your bag, it is what it is.
Sure.
I don't respect that. I'm more of old school traditional stuff. Like my dad is a 9th degree Hapkido grandmaster, so I grew up watching my dad fight tournament style.
9th degree, excuse me?
Hapkido,
Hapkido.
which is a Korean martial art.
Oh, I thought that was a diet.
Yeah. A lot of fish, right? A lot of egg.
He's a master.
Yeah.
He's a master keto.
Yes.
He teaches senseis.
Do you know how to do any of that stuff, the keto?
Oh, not anymore.
Is it called keto?
Hapkido?
Hapkido.
So Hapkido.
Hapkido. It's Japanese.
It's Korean.
Yep, exactly.
Korean, yes. It's from Thai. Yeah.
All right.
Thai
So,
soup.
okay, but what I meant is when you're watching it,
Sorry for the ADD, guys.
do you have any kind of feeling? Like, what are you feeling? For example, here's what I was feeling.
Okay.
I was feeling like I was watching right here, watching an old man walking on ice. And you're like, oh my God, don't fall.
Oh, dude, his legs were gone.
I was
Like a baby deer
nervous.
walking out
I
for the first
felt
time.
bad. I was like, I gotta help. And then a part of me was like, damn, like this is where we're all going. Like this is how life goes.
Oh, so you got deep.
Well, yeah, man. Last time I saw him fight.
Oh, dude, that was
Like a real fight when I was a kid watching him
amazing.
fight. He was a a monster.
Yeah, he was an animal.
And now the monster is not there. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Even Mike, because you know, when you think Mike Tyson, you think just animal.
Killer instinct,
Yeah.
machine.
And then you see that and you're like, oh no.
He's human too.
It's over. You know, it's like watching Tiger now. It's like, oh no, it's over. You know, yeah, he won the Masters, whatever, but you watch him and he's like, oh, and you're like, fuck.
Just the magic's gone. Everybody's got their time. Everyone reaches their limit. And I mean, watching him with just his legs. I mean, the top half looked, you know, like it's like, okay, if he catches a piece, he's definitely going to do something.
But it looked like he was about to fall. Like, you know how old men walk like this?
Just
like
very similar to what you're feeling. I wanted to go in and be like, Dad, let's get out of there.
Yeah,
like,
that's enough.
Doing?
Yeah, that's enough. Come on.
Even my crippled ass will take on Jake Paul right now.
It was
I'll stand a better chance.
I could probably Nate set that up.
Yeah.
Tell Jake Paul he's got 30 minutes to get over here.
I forget I'm on the internet, not just talking with the homie. My bad, internet. I forgot.
Hello,
the rules.
Jake. I have your next fight right here. He only sponsored by Micheladas Antojitos.
Warning: may cause testicular cancer.
We'll have a
ovarian.
fight in here. You think we can move that sign in a couple of these bags?
I'll keep it real.
I can get you at least $150 for the fight.
Yeah.
I'll keep the rest.
I'd love him to actually contend with someone in his own division.
I don't care about that. I would like to see him never fight again, to be honest with you. Not to say that he's not
do you
a
think
good...
he's a real fighter, or do you think he's an entertainer?
Obviously, he can box.
Hot take.
Obviously, he can fight. Obviously,
give him
he's
that.
put in... He's not just some schlum who said, hey, I'm going to go fight. Like, he's put in the training. So what makes you a real fighter? This is the same analogy of somebody who never played golf and then from 25 through 35 spent all day pitching and putting and chipping and at the driving range. Is he a real golfer? Yeah, sure.
No, right, but it's like a scratch golfer compared to Scotty Scheffler. There's just such a ocean between that type of...
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that he is probably a very, very good amateur fighter.
And now I don't know the guy personally, right? We're talking about a human being that we don't know in real life, right? We're just speculating.
Right.
I think a lot of what he says on camera is to get reactions from people.
Everything he says.
Right.
He's a personality.
And us as real people, I think, get caught up, not we're any more real than him, but you know, average folks will look at that on screen and just go like, I'm taking him from face value. This guy seems like he's a real big expletive or whatever, but I mean, I'm sure this is just something to...
He has a life and he
keep
has a
himself in the
family and he
spotlight
has people that work for him and he's probably a normal human being.
It's business. Yeah.
It's all business. And that's all this was a fight. I'm not even talking
mad
about
at Macho Man for getting pissed off at
I don't think that I mean, listen, when I watch a Canelo fight, I know that I'm watching two fighters that grind, that are at their peak, that are just this is what we do.
Oh yeah.
We are boxers. He is
top of their class for sure.
He is not that. Can he box? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure he
definitely.
can. But I don't think that he is a I mean,
like if he went against somebody like Anthony Joshua, it would just unfortunately I wouldn't want to see that beating bestowed on anybody who's like got that big of a head.
Right.
Big of a head. Because again, I don't know if that's a real ego
or
that's just a facade.
I guess we'll never know. And I guess I mean, I don't know. I don't even care. I don't care. I take everything as entertainment. I don't I know that at the end of the day when the lights go off and you go home, that's who you are. And what you do on the outside of that is your business. I don't care. I truly don't care. I don't care if the guy claims to be the world's greatest boxer or the world's greatest YouTuber. It doesn't matter to me. It's entertainment. I'm watching it and I take it as that.
Yeah, because behind closed doors, it's a whole different deal.
Yeah, man, that's who you really are. But I just wanted to see if you felt the same thing that I did, where it was almost
like an end of an era.
Yeah, and it was kind of like it hit home for me a little bit because it was like, man,
you grew up watching them, right?
It's going to be a little while, only a little while, and that's going to be me, man. Like that's the old man that tries to get in a fight in a parking lot and gets rocked. You know, like you forget that time wins.
Oh, 100%. Like my dad wanted to fight at 60, and as much as I wanted to root him on because he was, you know, North American heavyweight champ for like 10 years straight.
Wow.
It's like at 60 though, with gout, pop, like, you know, I just don't want, because even if you're fighting another dude your own age in your weight class, your bones don't hold up.
Anything can happen, man.
And I don't want to see you, you know, get maimed not saying that you wouldn't be able to defend yourself, but it's different.
It's totally different.
You're not able to heal the same. You haven't fought in for 20 something years.
Yeah, and your reflexes are different, and you don't recover.
Another thing watching with Tyson, he was so off, and seeing that of like going like, wow, I'm going to be on the road one day in my 60s, and I'm going to have to like really be conscious of knowing that when I merge, someone else's life is on the line. It's
100%.
not just me and my car and I'm the main character.
Right.
There's a bunch of other people out there that have lives going on, and I got to be careful of that.
It was a very surreal moment to see somebody that was such an animal.
Oh gosh, he was
just
the best.
The opposite of that, where it was almost like, man, what happened? But
time's the toughest son of a gun of them all.
I know what happened, and it's time, and I think that I see that a lot more lately. Whereas in the past, the last 20 years, I was like, I'll never be that guy. I'll never get old. I'll never have pain. I'll never feel sick. I'll never.
Oh gosh, your 20s, you feel invincible, like
and
you're bulletproof, right?
I would go play golf, and I would get there, and the guys would be like, oh, the guy's got a brace on, and he's like, oh, my knee and my back. I go, dude, what are you, like 100 years old? And he's like, no, I'm 50. Wait till you get to be 50. I'm like, no, bro, that ain't gonna be me.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe that's you. Mm-hmm. But I luckily I'm not. But yeah, there's like little things that bother me that never used to bother me, and for the most part, I feel okay.
Yeah.
But like right now, I have a sciatica, and like I never had sciatica, and like I have a little nasal thing, and I feel like, oh my god, I'd feel nasally. I'd be out partying until 3:00 in the morning, and it'd be like, here, drink another tequila, you'll feel better. I'd be like, all right,
you won't feel
tequila.
anything.
Yeah, in the morning, I'd wake up at 8:00, go to work, and be fine. And now it's like, okay.
And those days were wild, weren't they? Where the land of no hangovers existed. Now it's like I feel like
I don't even know where these hangovers come from, though. Like it's unbelievable.
It's one of the big proponents of why I just won't even like drink to that point where I'm getting tossed.
Right.
Just because I have
to pay the price.
Too,
yeah.
I want to be present with my kids and not just be like, oh god, you just go watch Ninja Turtles for the next 5 hours.
Yeah.
While I'm just just
hating
from
life.
both ends.
Yeah. No, I don't know whatever happened. I don't know how it happened, but like we'll do this show and we'll have a couple drinks, and I'll feel it in the morning. Like tomorrow we have skins in the morning.
Oh yeah.
At 6. So
the arthritis will be tingling.
I don't know if I have arthritis. I have a very tight back, which is weird. And I think that's from a lot of golf and a lot of rotation and this and the other. But anyway, the whole point of the story was I really felt like I was almost sad for Tyson. I was not just for him, but just for the population. Like we're all going to get there,
Yeah, like my son watched it and I was hyping it up of being like, son, you have no idea who's stepping in the ring. But I also gave him the honest, understanding of like, this is way past his prime.
Right.
Which means that he's not going to fight like the YouTube videos that I showed you where the dude is an absolute, it's like lightning in a bottle.
Do you think that did he do better or worse than you expected?
I think he did about exactly what I expected.
Really? I think he did. How about you, Nate? Better or worse?
Sadly. And I like to be optimistic, but like he's 58. Like that's a few years younger than my pop. And they don't move. Like once you hit past 55, your body just goes, all right, partner, we're slowing down.
It stiffens up. Did you think he was going to do better or worse?
I'm a little different. I spotted an injury on him.
Oh, he spotted what? Here we go. Here's the doctor over here. He spotted an injury on him.
Ooh, laminectomy time, baby.
During his press conference, he spotted a. What did you spot on him?
He was limping
at the press conference.
I didn't even catch that.
So you thought right there that he was going to do worse. So So did he do better than you expected?
I expected it to show.
He expected it to show.
Yeah. As soon as he walked out, didn't you see his eyes? His eyes were saying a whole different thing.
That was a weird thing to walk. I was like, he's either going to
vulnerable, and I'm like, that's not how Tyson walks out. He's, but again, he's also changed, gone through therapy, and at least healed enough of his psyche because the dude, I mean, a lot of it was trauma and just pure rage. That was fueling him, and now with. I don't agree with it, but the whole ayahuasca thing and a bunch of mushrooms and weed and therapy has seemed to domesticate him to a point to where he seems more at peace with himself, and especially, that litmus test with his kids, right? His kids are in his life.
Yeah.
You have to be civil to have your kids want to be around you. So to go in and want to hurt somebody like how he used to, I think was just not on the cards.
On him. Yeah. I thought he was going to do way better than he did.
We were all hoping so. I mean, I hope he was going to knock out Jake. That's what everyone wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Was, the Rocky, Rocky 2.
Yeah.
He's all right, Apollo, I'm coming out,
Right.
And then
I thought
lays him out and, screaming Adrian.
To me, it was like, it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's Mike Tyson.
He's Mike Tyson. Say less.
There's no way he's going to be, not at his prime. And he was not in his prime.
Well, like what you said earlier, Tiger, right?
Yeah.
Watching the last 2 years is just like, I get misty-eyed because I'm like, I grew up. He inspired me to play golf.
Tiger, yeah. Tiger,
he
I
was
kind of
my
know.
hero growing up.
I
so.
kind of know that Tiger's not going to be 99 Tiger. But for some reason.
We all expect him to be, right?
Well, no. I know that Tiger's wrapping it up.
I know.
I get it.
I always expected to come out.
But I thought Tyson was going to come out and be like, whooping ass. I thought he had it. I thought it was like, this guy has been training. And he knows how to do it. He's experienced. He knows how to get back in shape, and he's going to do it. Well, I was a little off. I was a little shocked by the.
He had to do it in the first few rounds.
He had to do it quickly, and he
He had
didn't
to do it
it
in the
quickly.
first two. After that, that's a wrap because just the stamina factor of being in there with your adrenaline pumping, you have all that pressure on you. That's going to add like weight on your body.
Sure.
And I'm just trying. I mean, I never fought. My dad did, so I got
Right.
a really good inside look into what it takes,
Right.
From his perspective.
Yeah.
And that's I love watching fights with my dad. 'Cause
Sure.
he's just sitting there commentating.
Did he watch this fight? Did you guys watch it? Or
He watched. I watched it from home. We were supposed to watch it together, but because we work together, my dad and I. So
doing what?
Plastic manufacturing. So it's
Whoa.
called rotational molding. So there's blow molding, injection molding, rotational molding, rotational molding.
You like blow molding, right?
Yeah, very nice.
What's the name of the company?
Well, we split two of the companies for tax purposes. So I'm Trinity Roll to Molding. My dad is Century Roll to Molding. It's same, but just
What do you make? Like what?
So we're manufacturing and white labeling for other customers, right? So my dad has his own proprietary products, which are concrete washout systems for concrete trucks.
Whoa.
Because he was a concrete truck driver for 14 years, hurt himself, couldn't drive anymore, came up with this, because, being on the job, saw an issue, had a solution,
Sure.
created his own products. That led into, say, 7 years ago, deciding let's make this ourselves instead of having someone else make it because
Sure.
cost reduction.
Sure.
And I would like to start my own business, and so it worked out, and we got to learn the trade, and it's been awesome. But
It's a big business?
we're smaller. We're a smaller company. I mean, in comparison to the other companies out
Sure.
there, but we're growing, which has been awesome.
So you have your contracts and you do
Yeah.
it.
So we have a good number of customers. We have some stuff in house. My dad's got like 8 patents on different stuff that he likes to create. I have a few things in the pipeline that I want to get on the floor because, doing custom roll to molding, which is customer base, you have to really rely on the productivity and the customer, trusting that, okay, he's not going to leave for 25 cents less. He's going to stick with the quality and the loyalty.
100%. Does he play golf?
No, but my grandpa did, and that's where I learned how to play golf. His dad, my grandpa, was a scratch golfer for like 30 years.
Local guy?
Yeah. So he lived in, oh my gosh, like right there down by, they moved a bunch. My grandma had bipolar, so they moved like 35 times.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Awesome woman. Love my grandma, but she was definitely a firecracker. Never stayed in one place once, but moved back and forth, let's just say, from Glendora.
So that's how you got into golf, through your grandfather or through your dad?
Going with him. I think I was like 5 years old, and he took me to Glen Oaks before it got all retrofitted with the cool stuff now, right? All hip and now.
It was just
I
the
was
golf
there
course
when
and
it
the
was
burgers.
hopes and dreams as a mat, and fell in love with it. It was just like my grandpa fished and golf. My brother and my dad, they like the fishing part. Not a big fisherman. I
like the golf part.
I don't see the draw in it. I understand.
Yeah.
doesn't tickle my fancy, but golf has had me since I was a kid.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean I
fishing is
was
a
good at it,
disaster to me.
but
I don't understand fishing either, but I know people love
unless
it.
you're going to get blackout drunk, and then
I don't like to do
but
that,
I don't
but
like to do that either.
You're
So it's
stuck
like,
in the middle of nowhere with a fishing line, and now you're drunk. Get out of here. And
yeah,
you're there all day long.
Let me get this.
There's people that love it though, and they love going out on those
They
boats.
live for it. They
oh
live
my
for it.
god, dude! It's like
Yeah.
that's not for me. I like golf, and I like the scenery
Same.
of golf, and I like keeping 2 feet on the ground. And
Yeah, not be on open water and
Ugh.
mosquitoes on the neck.
disaster,
and
bro.
freaking worms
That's
and
a
dirt.
whole disaster
Yeah,
to
I'm
me. But
not
I
about
don't.
that life.
So your grandpa gets you into it, and you start playing golf. Did you play it all your childhood, or
Yeah, my entire upbringing, I've never stopped playing golf.
really?
Yeah. And I never put stupidly enough, I never put in the time to like practice.
Yeah.
I practice enough so I can go out and play on the course.
Okay.
Excuse me. So that was my grandpa and I's thing, is we'd go play everywhere. And I didn't care that I was bad. I just loved being with my grandpa.
Sure.
So it was a very, social thing, family
Right.
bonding thing. And then getting to just meeting new people. It was so invigorating to me of like, I'm this little kid. And
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these
yeah.
old guys, hey, sport,
Yeah,
you hit
yeah,
the
yeah.
4-iron, big guy, huh? I'm just feeling like the king of the world, and it goes like 25 yards, right? Behind a tree. And
It's
didn't
an
bother me.
experience. It's an
It didn't
experience.
bother me because I'm like, we're out here in nature playing.
That's the best
golf,
part.
and it's a freaking Tuesday
It's the
or a
best part.
Saturday.
So now you're playing. Are your kids playing? You have a couple kids.
Yes, my oldest Noah is learning at Mountain Meadows. They have
Okay.
called the Lion Golf Academy. It's a PGA certified program. We've had
Nice.
him in there since January, and in August he got to the tournament class, so he qualified to play in the tournament class.
Nice. And he likes it.
Loves it. He's obsessed.
Are you playing with him?
About once a week, yeah.
Okay.
So I try to take him out every Wednesday after school, because at his school he has half days on Wednesdays.
Yes.
And with the ability of owning my own business,
You can get out there.
on Wednesdays, I'm like, all right, let's get it.
You're not giving
get
him
out there.
lessons, are you?
No, I'm just.
Okay, good.
I'm more so of like his bumpers of like, check your aim, check your grip, right, and then do your thing, right? Because your coach is teaching you don't learn from me.
Yeah.
Like, I can teach you how to hit the long ball.
Yeah.
That's about it, right. And
Come to me when you want to hit it far, bro.
brother, I can take you to 300 yards plus.
I ask all my guests this that are golfers. I want you to tell me your top 3, and they don't have to. I always say local courses, but this is watched by people that are not local. So can you give me your top 3 in order from not worst, but least favorite to favorite courses?
In 3, so my least favorite.
Well, your top 3, but I
Okay.
want your last answer to be your absolute favorite.
Oh, okay. Oak Quarry,
Is okay.
3.
Okay.
right? So we're working our way
We
up.
talked about Oak Quarry last week with Tiki Tone. He loves Oak Quarry. Oak Quarry is in
It's
Riverside County.
Visually an experience. It's a really cool experience.
It is a very nice course. It's dug into a
The miss is if you're not hitting straight, you just have a day. Like, just sit back. Don't try to take it seriously. 'Cause
it's not an easy course.
no at all. I
It's-
got eaten alive.
It's
every
not a
time I
resort
played.
style course by any means. It's a difficult, long golf course that has challenging shots.
Mhm.
And it's expensive, and you have to like play to your best ability because it'll eat you up, and
Yeah.
you'll lose all your balls in the first few
Oh,
holes.
100%.
It is a very nice course,
Yeah.
and it gives you a challenge for sure, and it still offers nice scenery and different kinds of
totally.
shots.
Yeah.
And I mean, their signature hole is so difficult. Usually signature holes are,
Is that the one where you're hitting below into like the ravine passing the water, or is it
it's numbers whatever.
16 or something?
It's a par 3.
Okay, yeah,
That par 3
yeah,
where you hit over the ravine.
yeah. Well, I hit into the ravine, but yeah.
It's a very difficult. It's a very difficult hole, and that
Yeah, it is.
there's like this giant mountain behind the green.
Yeah, that wall face is just.
Yeah.
And then the next hole, you're hitting your driver. It just sounds like an M80. there.
Right, because it's all
Bonkers. Yeah,
you're in a little canyon, so it is very cool, and it's definitely something different. It's an old actual quarry,
Yeah.
and they mined it, and
Which is
now,
why it's super cool.
yeah, and it's aesthetically pleasing, but it's difficult. So that's number 3. Give me number 2.
Number 2, so The last two are not going to be high prestigious courses. This is definitely for sentimental value. Number two, I would say Azusa Greens when it was an 18-hole course.
Yep.
Because that's where I grew up.
Okay.
Learning, getting my licks in.
That was it. I think everybody around here.
Yeah. You know, everybody locally, it was like, that was a dog track to play on to where if you don't want to be in the lines for Marshall Canyon and deal with all that.
Right.
You go to Azusa Greens and you have a good time. And everyone there is more relaxed.
It was fun. It was a fun course.
It was my favorite because you can golf without that pressure. And that's at least what I felt when going out there.
You know, the crazy part is we had that for so many years, that golf course, and people would frown at it. And the minute it closed, everybody's like, I miss Azusa Green.
And it's like, dude, you talk so much.
What happened? Like, where you been? I used to go, listen, it's not Pelican Hill. Let's be honest. It was Azusa Browns more.
The Browns.
Azusa Browns. It wasn't Azusa Green. It was Browns.
Azusa Beige.
It was a very 1960s mid-century golf course that was very easy and up and down and short and this and the other. It wasn't anything difficult. It offered no scenic anything. It was just a golf course in the middle of a city that was just put there.
Unless you like Marble Light, cigarette butts, and squirrels.
It was by a railroad track. It was bad.
Yeah.
But
it was fun to play on.
It was fun. And when you look back on it, you think about the memories of it, not so much the aesthetics of the course.
And as a kid, it was like, to me, it was like, wow, being like an 8-year-old kid and being out there.
Yeah. That's how old I was when I was out there too, because that was a local course that we could go play without any kind of pressure. You're right. All right, so you have Oak Quarry number 3, Azusa Greens number 2, and number 1, your favorite.
Number 1 is hands down Diamond Bar for bang for the buck.
Really?
Oh yeah, remodeled, newly opened.
New Diamond Bar.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is primarily where my son and I play on Wednesdays.
What about the old Diamond Bar?
I liked it, but this one,
I haven't played the new one.
So much love into it, and I don't want to jinx it, but the prices are extremely reasonable. How good the golf is.
I need to go play it. I haven't played it. They invited me to come out when it first opened, and they're like, we'll come out and play it and take some pictures and video and this and the other. And they're like, but it's going to be with this huge group of people. And I was like, wait a minute. No. I'm not going to go over there. I want to see the course and I want to play it.
Right. You want to feel it your way.
I don't want to just go out with, not to be a jerk or a punk, but like, if I'm going to go play golf at this place, I want to experience it correctly. I want to hit my shots. I want to play it
without the pressure of...
Not even pressure, but they were going to send us out in big groups to look at the golf course and maybe play a couple holes. I'm like, no. I'm not.
You want to play 18 holes.
Yeah.
You want to play golf.
I want to play golf.
Right.
I want to play golf. I don't want to go look at it and then not play it.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Diamond Bar. That's a conservative answer for sure. People have taken it big, for the number 1 course.
Oh, 100%. And it's nostalgia, right? Because my grandpa used to take me there a lot as well.
Yeah.
And now I get to do that with my son. So the fact that that's his favorite course.
Sure.
And then reopen it. It's not a difficult course.
Sure.
Anybody that's, 15 handicap or below will have a really good time on that course. Right.
I need to go look at it. I don't know what they've changed.
But
I know they widened
greens
some.
are fantastic.
Sure.
The fairways are, there's just a lot of love put into the course.
Right.
And for the price, it's like, okay, it's not knocking anything else, but I'm like, Sierra Lakes, it's of the same ilk, but for like $30-$40 less.
We have a really good pocket right here
we have so much golf.
Diamond Bar, Mountain Meadows, San Dimas Canyon, Marshall Canyon.
Yep.
Azusa Greens. Like, this was a little pocket that was really, really good.
And then if you want to get your 3 par small course thing, you play Glen Oaks.
With
just a pitch and wedge.
Azusa, Arcadia Par 3 is a good one too. Mm-hmm. We have San Gabriel Valley has a lot of good muni golf. Like
100%.
You go past Pasadena and there's nothing. There's Griffith Park and this and the other, but those are all overpopulated and they're like
overhyped
and they're very expensive. LA golf, LA proper golf.
Yeah.
LA City golf.
Yeah. I've played, it's not bad, but it's, like what you said, if you want to go just play golf, unless, you're trying to be like, I need to play at this prestigious course so that I can post it on the gram and, be cool. It's like, no, if you want to go play golf, there's some good places and there's challenging places like Industry Hills.
I love it.
The babe will eat you up.
Everybody says Industry Hills. Everybody's a big fan of it. I like Industry Hills. That's
great.
Yeah, that's a resort style course. It is difficult for sure.
Goose Creek as well is another good
Goose
one.
Creek's a good golf course. Yeah,
Glen is another fantastic
they
course.
They have very good golf courses in San Bernardino, Riverside County, all down that
15. You got
that Corona corridor down there with Dos Lagos and all that stuff over there. Hidden Valley,
Upland Hills right over here.
Upland Hills is a good one too. Listen, golf is golf, man, and we could find negatives about everything, but when you get out there and you start playing,
well, it's all the positives. It's like the fact that we're able to have this many options.
Yeah.
And then of course you have the prestigious courses like Monarch Beach down over there. Red
Pelican Hill.
The country clubs around here are nice as well. We have a lot of options, but it's like, being a Glendora native, not anymore, but growing up here,
right,
you had so many cool little pockets to go
for
play.
Sure. It's very we have a good blessing with it. You've been a Tropicana Players Club member for a while now, like we spoke on earlier. You've played in some tournaments. You're playing in the club championship. Like I said, we're going to have our first. So we have two champions. We have a gross and a net champion. So we're going to have two, essentially. We're going to have two every single year.
Does the handicap placement matter, or is it just in general?
There's one net winner and one gross winner.
Dang, okay. All right.
So in a championship, and I limited the field. I think it's sold out already.
Oh, really?
Today's the 21st. I posted it yesterday on the 20th. And I think after an hour, there was 7 spots left. I have to look and see today.
Okay.
But it will sell out today or tomorrow, which is awesome. It's a 60-man tournament. Usually we do 120.
Yeah, that's about the usual.
But I wanted to limit it because I don't know. I just think it's a tighter field, and I think that this should be a little bit more prestigious, especially if it's our first one.
Yeah, most definitely.
Have a first champion. I think that's very cool. So that's coming up in another month, and then 2025 we have our tournament series starting up again in January. We got January, February, March tournaments. We have Battle of California again. And then we got our money tournaments in April, May, and June. And then we start again with the summer series that goes all the way through October. And then, boom, we're back out to Rams Hill. And I think that the club is firing now in not autopilot, because I still make tweaks to it and this, the other. But I think it's such a good lineup and such a good group of people that, like, why mess with it?
Yeah, it feels really solid. And like, the Friday group, right?
We got that guys, tomorrow.
And I love the pockets within there, right? Yeah. You have the guys that usually show up on the Monday Night Mayhem, which I try to go as much as I can.
Yep.
The Friday morning skins is something I've been recently able to do more often.
Yep.
And, just the guys that show up to those events, it just are awesome. I mean, the first one that I went to when I joined was a Monday Night Mayhem.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just blown back at the hospitality because, I only had a few friends growing up that played golf, but one that was a psycho like me that's like, dude, let's play 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't have the money to, but, the will was there. I wanted to be around other, golfers of the same ilk and like-minded mentality of like, yeah, you can be yourself. You can be goofy or shy, whatever your personality is, but we take this game seriously.
For sure.
Not enough to where, we're snapping clubs.
Right.
I didn't want to be in a
right.
I've hung around people like that, and it's like,
it's terrible. Like, it's the worst, man. You don't know what to do. You're like, what do I tell this guy? Like, sorry, you suck.
It's just like watching your grandpa slapping your grandma. You're just like, dude, what am I supposed to do with this right now, grandpa? Just
watching your grandpa slap.
That's how it feels, because it's like, what do you do in that situation? Just keep eating your applesauce? You're like, all right, mom will be here in an hour. Not that my grandpa ever slapped my grandma.
Can't wait to go home.
Never happened.
I know. And that kind of ruins it for everybody. And I talk a lot about that and keeping your composure.
But you really you attract what you put out, right?
Yes.
And you attracted a really eclectic group of people, and I like that.
It's incredible.
I don't feel like I have to be a character. I can just kind of blend back more. Because, back in the day, I was,
right.
Mr. Spotlight, crazy dude, and
right.
party animal guy. And obviously, I changed my life
for
the better. but I felt like, okay, I can kind of just be me without feeling like I have to, really, be super out there.
Yeah,
'Cause there was enough of that.
No,
with
that's the best
a few
part.
of the OG guys that are
Yeah.
no longer with the club.
Right. There's a lot of ways that people can
Express themselves, huh?
yeah, and you don't have to be anybody. And
Just be yourself.
the crazy part is the people that play a character
Yeah.
always get exposed. And I think that let me think. Yeah, there's been a few. I mean, listen, people have come and people have gone, and for one reason or another, some people move, some people, don't play golf anymore or whatever. But
For sure, yeah.
in life, in general, you must be able to perform. When I say perform, I mean be yourself,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because your character is going to get blown out. Meaning,
If you put on a facade, it's not genuine, so it's going to come to light at some point.
and it may be funny for a minute, and then
For
it's
sure.
like, this is stupid. This
But
is
the
not.
novelty eventually wears off, especially
Yes.
as everyone gets older and
Yeah.
ideals change. And
Exactly. And you get exposed, and you're like, oh.
right, it's all funny to be the wild dude when we're in our 20s and teenagers.
Yeah, and then it's not
that
funny
dude's
anymore.
The best, 'cause
Yeah,
he opened beer cans with his eyes.
Yeah,
but then it's like at 35, like,
Yeah, grow up,
what-
dude.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You need a hug, dog?
Right,
Like,
right.
are you all right?
I think as you get older, you start being attracted to more things that are less frat boyish.
Less chaotic. Just
Yeah, you want to be around the guy that has a really good business, and not the guy that can drink 3 bottles of whatever.
Right,
like
exactly.
it's like that big deal, bro. Like that's a liability. I want to improve myself with better people, and
Right.
we have everybody. We still have
Truly.
the younger guys that are still out there partying and
For
having a
sure,
good time.
which is
Do
normal.
your thing. I
Right.
want you to have that in your life. And we also have the guys that are networking and that are creating businesses and opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Like Frankie, for example. Frankie's introducing his Michelada world to the golf world.
Which is so cool because this has been like a staple of like eyesight,
Yeah.
marketing.
Oh,
from,
yeah.
like, my entire upbringing
Yeah.
was like you just see Michi cups everywhere, right?
and he's got this. I mean,
These are fantastic from my last time to this time, just as good as last
yeah.
time.
I'm not saying that the golf world has, put his cups on the map. I'm not saying that because they're OGs, but it has brought it to light to a new population.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that it does that with a lot of things, whether it be real estate or Michelada cups. Like, it doesn't have to be golf related. Like, there are things that people expose to our club, and we're like, oh, I didn't know you
sure.
knew how to do that, or I didn't know
Yeah.
that was this, or I didn't know your kids were involved in that. And to me, that's really cool because it's not just golf. It's like, let me get to know these people.
Golf's what unifies us, but
Right.
it's the the brotherhood you can get with people that you
100%.
might never have met in real life or ran
Never
into,
would have met.
right? Not even ran into,
Right.
I mean, I'm a father of 2 and happily married to my best friend, which means I don't really go out. I love being home
Sure.
with my family.
Sure.
Besides work and occasionally go see my friends and
Right, right.
golf and stuff, it's like I have my bubble
Sure.
that I stay in.
Sure.
And so going to these events gets me outside of that, but
Yeah.
in a safe environment to where it's not like, the guys are going to end up going like, all right, we're going to Deja Vu after.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly.
Like, you just killed it, man.
It's
we were
like-
having a great time and then you just had to pull that one out, right?
It's a way that you can kind of bro out for like 3-4 hours, 5 hours, and then you go back to life.
yeah, you go back to your life.
You go back to your life, and then you can reconvene. And you don't. The way that I think about it is like when I had friends outside of golf. I guess going out and girls and drinking was our golf.
For sure. Yeah.
That's what we went to go do.
Yeah.
And here it's like, no. We're going to go play golf. And yeah, maybe we'll have a couple beers and we'll talk about life and this and the other. But the main objective, the main activity is a good one. It's a healthy one. It's it's a productive one.
Right.
And then good things come from that. It's a positive one.
It is. And most people that golf, I mean, yeah, you got your, your people on the fringes
Sure.
that are a bit extreme,
Right.
if you will.
Right.
But for the most part, you're having a crowd of people that have the understanding of if you want to act correct,
Yeah.
You know,
you have to be respectable, and you have to be
respectable, and that comes in so many different forms.
Right.
To where I've met so many different people playing golf that I might not have had a conversation with that were, you know, if you want to put in business context, I'm the little, you know, shrimp.
Yeah.
And yet I'm being treated as an equal.
For sure.
Right. And it's the great equalizer.
For sure.
That allows people's walls to come down for the most part and really be able to share, you know, a kinship with somebody because we have that commonality of, I like this, and you get to really see who someone is on the golf course.
Oh, 100%. You
can't fake it. If you got an anger problem, it's popping out.
It's coming out
immediately.
And the part that I kind of like about it too is if you're a semi decent golfer, if you can kind of play and you play with these guys. Recently, I've had opportunity to play with, you know, these big CEOs and like presidents of these companies, and like they're big guys, right? They're big players in the game, and not to say that I'm a good golfer, like a pro golfer, but I can play better than them. Let's just say better than them. Okay,
you got game, dude.
I can play
enough. I know.
I can play better than them, and no matter who they are in life.
Yeah.
For that moment and for that 3, 4, 5 hours, you're now the top dog.
Oh yeah.
And they bow to they're like, hey man, you're good. Like, I want to play with you again. Can you show me how to do this? Can you teach? So
it's very, I mean, you know, it has nothing to do with sexism or anything like that, but it's like for dudes, right?
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate dude hangout because especially if you're, you know, came from any sort of sports related background, it just releases that masculine, healthy, competitive, just at least for myself.
For sure.
Where, you know, I'm like, man, if someone's better than me, I want to play with you again.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at.
It adds that, like, dude, this guy was so good, and man, maybe I might have a chance of being able to keep up.
Keeping up, maybe learn something.
And then you always learn. Exactly. You're learning something with playing someone with better. And that's how I actually got better, was joining this club.
Good.
I was like a 26 handicap when I joined.
Nice.
And I've worked my way down to a 10.
You're a 10 right now.
I'm a 10 with no lessons, just legitimately not trying to pull a plug, but continue watching this guy's videos. The mental game that you've had me
everything
look at was just like, I didn't even think about to put in the context. And I mean, from Hank Haney to everyone under the sun, right? Yeah. I'm like, you might as well be, you know, writing this out in hieroglyphics. I don't, sorry, dog, but like, we don't click.
I know.
But you're like the everyman's man where you're really relatable and you can actually play. And that for me earned a certain respect of like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm not one to go look at YouTube videos to see like, all right, so we're going to teach you how to hit a slice the correct way. It's like more so of like, let me show you how to play repeatable golf.
I think my main thing,
and that really helped
for me, is that I wanted to get away from all the technical stuff because I don't understand the technical stuff. I don't understand the terms. I don't understand what they're saying. Like, you know, and a lot of these guys are British guys, and they already have an accent, and I don't understand what he's saying. And
grab
now he's
the wanka, and then you pull it back. You know, it's just like, huh?
So I wanted to make things that were just easy to understand.
Layman's terms.
I love metaphors. I love it. It's like doing this.
Well, see, you speak my language with that. It's like, see, now we're talking, because it's like what you're saying. If you're talking these technical words, I'm like, dude, I'm a regular IQ over here, bud.
Let's bring it down.
Let's bring it down to
here. Like, it's like doing
golf
this.
Is so hard if you allow it to be. I mean, it's hard regardless, right? But making it relatable to anybody to go, listen, if you just fix your trash swing and just, you know, the repeatability, right? Just felt great. And then playing with everybody in the club, you know, with playing with guys like Ricky, and then, you know, other guys that are no longer in the club,
right?
But were really cool in terms of being like, hey man, you might want to do this,
right?
You might want to fix this. Hey, just a simple this, was game changing for me. And I really was like, you know what, I'm going to take this seriously now.
Yeah,
you know, I'm part of Tropicana, and you know, I got to show up and do my part.
Well, listen, you're at a 10 handicap, man. So I think that you're definitely
not at tournaments. I'm like, woo.
Well, that's all mental.
It is, right?
It's all mental.
It's the only time I've ever been in any sort of tournament scenario with golf. So in my head, I'm just like, you know, from Covina, California, Matt Connard.
You have to think that you're in a tournament scenario. I mean, you really have
to. I do it to myself, but I got to not do that.
Golf is a game that the more you think, the worse. It's not chess.
Falls apart.
It's not chess. It's a very reaction. I mean, if you're playing third base, somebody hits a ball to you, a line drive at you, there are no thoughts going to your head. No, except either get the hell out of the way
or catch it,
or catch this ball.
Catch it. Yeah.
You're not thinking about your elbow. You're not thinking about your wrist. You're not thinking about your head. You're not thinking about your weight. You're not thinking about anything. You're just like, oh,
you're reacting.
But in golf, you go like this. Here we go. Now I need to balance my weight. I need to turn my head. I need to keep my shoulder tight.
At that point, you're definite to the right.
It's impossible. It's not. Yeah. It's not like, oh yeah, sometimes you can do it. It is impossible. If I told you to stand up and walk to that door, but I'd say, listen, when you stand up, I want your weight in your heels, and then I want you to press it to your toes, and I want you to extend your knees up. You'd go, I don't know what you're saying.
I'm going to look like I'm doing the reverse moonwalk.
Yeah, you know? But when it's golf swing, it's okay to do that. Yeah. That's where people mess up. They stand over the ball and they start thinking. Stop thinking. Yeah. There's a ball right there. Hit the ball.
And and I can understand because I mean we're all guilty of it, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy to get wrapped up in the
very easy.
How's my shoulder?
Yes.
Okay, am I looking at these two knuckles? They said if I look at these two knuckles, right, it's going in the right direction. But if you just practice enough to the point to where it becomes muscle memory to have a good grip and a consistent swing that you know what it's going to do when you're swinging on it.
All you have to do is practice in your backyard. And when I say practice, I mean go outside, put a club in your hand, and swing.
Right.
Swing and swing and swing for 30 minutes.
That's joke. It. Yeah. Like we have a net and a mat.
You don't even need that. You don't need to hit balls.
For my son, right?
Sure.
And I've been implementing that to myself, and my irons out of nowhere have just become the most consistent part of my game, where it was the least consistent. Good. It was driver and sometimes my putter.
Right.
To now where it's like my driver is now kind of like being like, what happened? I thought we were homies, man, but my 8-iron's going like, hey, I'm right here for you.
Well, then stay away from the driver.
Yeah.
Hit it.
I can't ever do that.
Hit it when you absolutely, I mean, that was my biggest, like, wow. Like I realized I can hit my 3-iron 240 yards.
Playing with nothing but the 7-iron, that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Like tomorrow,
you're just sticking it too. Retro wearing it, just like the fact that you got birdie on that one morning from a 5-par with just a 7. 2 shots with the 7.
Yes,
get chipped on and 1 putt, and
that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. I mean, it's a science game. Like I have to hit the ball forward and then hit it again. And then make it in the hole. Like everybody goes, I got to get my driver and I got to roast this thing.
It's an ego thing. But as long as you can go like, okay, what's going to be the best position I can get to put myself in the par, right? Well, number one, get in the freaking fairway. Yes. If you can get in the fairway, you stand a much better chance. It's not a guarantee, but you stand a much better chance.
Way better chance.
And go with the club that I feel that I know I'm going to hit a good shot with.
Yes.
Right? So if it's like, hey, even though it's a 4-par that's 385 out, okay, if I roast one with my driver, and then, it's like, yeah, I could. But the likelihood of that happening on repeatability
it won't happen.
1 out of 5 times.
Keep it on the short stuff.
That's 4 times where I'm going to absolutely put myself in a bad position. I'm going to end up getting a double bogey. Or I can take my 7-iron, put it in the middle of the fairway.
Yep.
And then usually from that point, you're looking at maybe a 9-iron pitch and wedge.
Yeah.
And then if you didn't even get to the green, now you're really close, and now you just hit a good chip to get it within 2 feet to tap in for a par. Now it made you like, wow, I really am Ernie Els.
I've made so many videos that just say, and I show them. I go, here, look, 7-iron, wedge, putter. There's a par.
Well, okay, and to get on that, there's no cuts with your videos, which I love.
No
right?
cuts.
Because I swear like half of these dudes out there just like, dude, make a mistake, please, for the love of God. Show me that you're a human being.
I make mistakes all the time. You have to. You have to make
watch any PGA tournament.
Sure.
Right? Even the pros are getting in the fairway 60% of the time with the driver.
Right.
But it's what you do with the second shot, that makes a difference. It's why they're on tour, right? Because they know that, hey, if it's not a perfect shot, well, it just put me in better contention for hitting a better shot this next round because I've done this 1,000 times.
People also have the misconception that I mean, when you're watching these tournaments, when you're watching these pro tournaments, remember, they jump around and they show you the good shots. They don't show you every shot. So you're not watching the guy that's 47th on the leaderboard hitting balls into the forest.
They never show the bottom of the barrel dudes. They're always just showing like, all right, here's Brooks Koepka. You know, just,
and the bottom of the barrel dudes are really good, really good golfers.
Like in real life, they are ignorantly good.
And they have bad days and they hit bad shots and you'll never see them. Because if Justin Rose is 40th, they're not going to show him. And Justin Rose is one of the best on the planet.
Dude, he was the guy not that long ago. And now, you know.
So people have this misconception of golf. And it's like, oh, I'm not good because I can't do what this guy does. Listen, man. No. That's not
you can't compare yourself to the top 2%. They're the top 2% for a reason. Right. They didn't just put in the 10,000 hours. They also had an X factor to them with a talent factor. Sure. But their time to shine is never guaranteed for how long, right?
Right.
Remember when Jordan Spieth came out the gate? Everyone and their mother's like, "Oh, this is the next Tiger Woods."
Yeah. Whoops.
And
not.
And he's still, like what you're saying, phenomenal. If we went out right now and played Sierra Lakes with him, we would get absolutely eaten alive by this dude.
He could play with a 7-iron and a wedge and a putter and smoke us.
Yeah. 8 days out of the week.
Yeah. But he has bad days too. You know, like he has bad
That's
days.
That's like what I'm teaching to my son. Like I don't coach him on his golf form, with his swing, any of that. Right. Just the life lessons that you're learning from. Because now he's gotten to the point where he's gotten good enough to where now he's starting to drop off a little bit and realizing that he's human. And it's like, dude, buddy, it's a
tough game, man. It's a tough game. And it
doesn't. The top number one dude in the world is going to have bad years.
Everybody thinks that golf is like this.
It's not linear. It is.
And it's like this. You go up and then you come way down and you go, oh yeah. Yeah. And then you're way up here. And then you fire off 374. But then you're going
to come back down.
You're always going to come down. And with Father Time, it's here and then it's back down the other way.
Do that, but down that way. Like I watched with my grandpa the last 5 years of his life. Let's just go with the last 5 years. Year 5 was okay. Can't hit his driver anymore, but he can hit his irons really well.
Yeah.
In 3 years, went from like he's just he can't hit the ball further than 80 yards. And it was just so sad to watch because this is a guy that I watched my entire life just. Captain Fairway, just everything is in the fairway, driver, and even on the old Persimmons clubs, and he was a lefty.
Yeah,
it's just everything in the fairway, 285 down the middle, no big deal to 60 yards down. It's like wow,
Well, I think we're gonna wrap this because we've gone absolutely full circle. We started this talking about Tyson, and now we're talking about your grandfather, and it's the fact that Father Time always wins.
Getting old sucks.
And it doesn't suck. I'll tell you why it doesn't suck. Because it's better than the alternative. And the alternative is dying young.
Performance in sports, yes, but it's a lot of wisdom is to be learned.
You learn a lot. Yeah. And you can't knock it. You've lived it, you've succeeded, you've made it through life. And maybe you're not as good as you were, but you still have the ability to look back and say, I was.
Of what you were able to accomplish and the fun times that you had through that.
So remember this. Today is the youngest you'll ever be. So enjoy it. Take advantage of it. Play a lot of golf. Make a lot of friends. Have a lot of fun. And don't put the pressure of the world on you to be so good. Because it comes and it goes. And just enjoy it more. Even the bad days, the bad shots, the bad rounds. Yeah. Enjoy it. That you're able to do it. Because one day you won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Yeah. Not being able to play is worse than having a bad day.
And I got a year of that, and let me tell you, it was the scariest, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to do this again. To now, I'm like, I'm glad
you're happy I'm here.
Play.
I love
Show
it.
Up, so.
Listen, brother, I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate the chat. I look forward to a lot of more years of playing and competing, and I wish you luck in the club championship. And who knows, man? Maybe you could be our first, and that
might show up for Adrian.
Hey,
come on, hey.
I feel like we're going to do another segment here of just your impression.
Just Mick and Rock, huh?
But I feel, Yeah, I feel like all your impressions just might be Rocky and Rodney Dangerfield.
That's my household. It just come on now, you gotta get ready, kid. You know, it's just like what are you talking about, Dad?
That's awesome. Well, listen, let's wrap this the way that we always do. Frankie Micheladas, thank you so much. Salute. We have Nate.
Bad. It was either the cup or the wrapper. I chose the cup.
Okay,
So,
well, he tried, Frankie. To count him a break.
puto.
And of course, Nate from San Dimas
Thank
Liquor
you.
and Freeway Liquor.
Appreciate you.
Located off the 10 freeway in West Covina and in San Dimas on Arrow Highway and Valley Center. Wow.
Ooh, you got
In the
it.
Albertsons parking lot, the world's greatest. What did I say? Albertsons?
Albertsons.
In the
Are
state.
you on Glendora and Foothill right now? What's going on?
It's on Arrow Highway and Valley Center in the Stater Brothers parking lot. I thought Stater Brothers was right here. There's another one?
There's Stater Brothers right there in Albertsons.
It's conveniently located right next door to Stater Brothers. Go there. Tell Nate we said hello. Buy this grant. Do you want a shot of tequila? Do you want
Absolutely.
Okay, we're gonna do a shot of tequila before we go because
Absolutely. It's the American thing to do.
let's just do it. Nate, would you like one? Excuse me? What did he say? It's the
we all know
American
what
thing
he
to
said,
do.
huh?
We have this little shot glass. Oh, Nate's. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Nate from San Dimas Liquor and
We
Freeway
got the
Liquor.
Big boy ones. Here, I'll get this.
I'm gonna have a little one because I'm a little congested,
Because it's on his period.
and
Good for the mucus.
I have skins tomorrow at 5 a.m. while you
Yeah.
ladies are sleeping. I'm going to be awake. Salute.
Salute.
Thank you, Nate,
Cheers.
from San Dimas Liquor and Freeway Liquor. Thank you, Frankie Micheladas from Michelada Golf. And thank you, sir, for being a great guest. And we will see you guys
Thank you for being a great host.
next Friday.
That's
Salute.
good. It's got a little kick to that, huh?
It's a little spicy, a little good.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, brother. Thank you.
Oh, shit, Nate, I forgot to hit record.